Some transactions are strictly internal to your company, such as maintaining inventory quantities and costs across your warehouse locations. Within the inventory module, there are 3 of these types of transactions: inventory adjustments, counts, and transfers. There are 2 different ways to initiate any of these transaction types. One is from the inventory top menu, where each of these are available for selection, bringing up a list of previously posted transactions of this type and open transactions still in progress. Non-posted transactions can be edited and added to, or a new transaction can be started. The other way is to sort or filter the inventory grid so that you can identify all or most of the items you want to process. Then select these items in the grid and click the respective transaction button on the toolbar. One transaction type, adjustments, is used to change the quantity on hand and associated costs for selected items, usually to make corrections. For each item, enter the received quantity value, where a positive value means the quantity on hand will be increased, and a negative value means that the quantity on hand will be reduced at the warehouse. If the item supports serial or lot numbers, these will need to be determined for adjusting. Some other fields, such as unit cost and general ledger account, can also be modified, though care is required in doing this as adverse accounting effects could result. New items can be added by clicking in the inventory column in the bottom blank row and entering the number, or the Scan Items button if UPC item codes will be scanned to select them. Once all the items have been updated, you can save the adjustment prior to posting in case any further verification is necessary, or post the adjustment to update the item quantities, costs, and accounting. A report is available to list the changes. The next transaction type, transfers, is only available if multiple warehouses are defined in the company. Determine the group of items to transfer in the same way as adjustments, and use the transfer button to start a new transaction. Transfers are like adjustments in how items are added, and quantities and costs can be set for each item, except that quantities cannot be negative. In addition, you need to choose the source warehouse where items are moved from, and the destination warehouse where items are moved to. You can optionally set a carrier for identifying how the transfer is shipped, and if there is any freight cost that will be added to the overall item cost for the destination. Save the transfer while work is still in progress, and post the transfer when you are done. The final transaction type, counts, is done regularly but infrequently to ensure that actual inventory matches the value stored in the data. Determine the group of items to count in the same way, which often will be more than for adjustments or transfers, and use the count button to start a new transaction. For each item, perform the count either by clicking the manual count button, and in the grid that appears, enter the counted quantity for each item. Perhaps preload the quantities on hand to start, and make changes to those that differ. Or click the Scan Items button and scan the UPC code to increment the counted quantity. Counted amounts that match what is on hand will be reflected by a green symbol, and non-matching amounts with an orange symbol. Counted amounts can be expanded to show when the count was entered and by whom. Counts can be saved while in progress, and when the count is complete, they can be posted, and differences are accounted for similarly to adjustments.